So this has to be the most hilarious story on the internet today. Now, the battle between Anambra State government and the native doctors is getting tougher, as no fewer than 300 native doctors from various parts of the state gathered yesterday to condemn Governor Chukwuma Soludo's crackdown on their activities. And according to reports, they prayed and vowed the governor would not be re-elected in the November 8, 2025 elections. The traditional healers who converged on a secluded location offered prayers and performed rituals to counter the governor's unwarranted interference in their affairs. Governor Soludo had launched a campaign against cultism and social vices, which the native doctors claim targets their profession. High Priest Ikele, the group's leader, called the governor's actions unjust and discriminatory. He says, quote, "We are not cultists or criminals," Ikele said, adding that we are traditional healers serving the communities for generations. Governor Soludo's attempts to stigmatize and suppress our activities wouldn't succeed. The native doctors vowed to continue prayers and rituals, believing they will protect them from the governor's evil intentions and re-election. The state government has not responded, but sources close to the governor's office say the administration remains committed to its anti-cultism campaign. Genuine native doctors have nothing to fear, as their freedom of worship and religion remains intact under Soludo's government, the sources added. Quite an interesting development from Anambra State. Recently, the government of Soludo cracked down on native doctors and their activities. I think they launched a security outfit called Agunaechemba, and since the launch of that Agunaechemba, it has been devastating for some persons, especially for native doctors. Many persons have stopped coming to native doctors to ask for powers because the government believe that sometimes people visit native doctors not for anything good, but for mostly bad. They go to native doctors to ask for powers, for protection. They go to native doctors for certain powers in order to do evil to other people. And so when some of these people are caught, they tend to confess that they did some ritual in order to protect them from any evil to harm them. Imagine going to a native doctor to ask for protection to go and do evil. So it means that the native doctor is also an evil person for you to provide protection for somebody who is going to do evil. I believe that if you're going, nobody is stopping anyone from doing their religious or maybe a traditional religion, as the case may be. After all, it has been in existence before our forefathers, or before Christianity or any form of modern religion came on board. But what I actually was going to say is that if we are going to do ritual, why don't we do it positively? A ritual to hold on people who steal, who do evil to the community. A ritual to be able to pinpoint those who have done us evil. A ritual that would hold down a government or a governor who has stolen from the common good of the people. Or a ritual that is for the common good, practically. Why is every ritual always tilted towards evil? Why not the ritual that tilts towards good? Even though I know there are some rituals that are tilted towards good anyway, but they are mostly tilted towards evil. When you hear Dibia, when you hear native doctor, just one thing comes to mind. I mean, evil, or protection, or destruction, devastation, anger, anguish, okite. The ritual to make money, it has been in existence for a while. I mean, so many persons argue that the Okite mantra shouldn't be in existence right now anymore because it's more like promotes the activity of not working but making money. Imagine going to a native doctor to do you some concussion so that you make money, and it's not like you have a business venture that you are venturing in, or you have already that you are hoping money's come from there, but instead you just want to make money, you just want to immediately be a millionaire or a billionaire through just diabolical means. So sometimes when these native doctor even asks for certain things, they ask for blood of human beings, they ask for breast of human beings, they ask for private parts of human beings, and that's also what goes as far as, you know, increasing the rate of crime and rituals in that state. I mean, it was even Anambra, more precisely, or is it more on Niwi, that we heard that 3 siblings were murdered. 3 siblings, 3, the same day. The mother had just stepped out to buy something. The father was in Edo State at the time. And the mother left 3 of them in the house, only for her to return to the deaths of 3 of them. What happened? 3 of them had been butchered, cut into pieces, with private parts missing, all stuffed into a deep freezer. Yes, these are things that happen. I mean, it's nearly impossible to think that somebody would just, in their right mind, move into an apartment that is not theirs, kill 3 people, butcher them, and then put them in the freezer without an interior motive, without some motive around it. It's not possible. In fact, it's not even nearly. It's not possible. It's not. I mean, these 3 kids are. They didn't offend you. Nothing happened. They were hale and hearty, and you just moved into a building, you know, waylay them and kill them and put them in the deep freezer with body parts missing, and you feel that it's normal. It's not normal. It's absolutely abnormal. So it's just a funny story. I just want to find out where this will lead us to, how it will end, where it will take us to. But I'm hoping that at the end of the day, you know, the good prevail, the good of the country prevail, the good of society prevail, and then there's some sort of tranquility, some sort of peace prevail within the state. That's actually what we're looking for. Because again, as virtually there's no week in the last 9 weeks that you haven't heard one incident in Anambra State. Yes, there's no week you know, oh yeah, either somebody is murdered, a police officer is killed, or somebody is waylaid, is kidnapped. I mean, the other day we heard about Azuka, the State House of Assembly member, who was killed, butchered, and dumped at the Second Niger Bridge. It is that bad. It's that devastating. I mean, I really, you know, if the government is saying that's what's going wrong in that society, I think actions should be taken. But again, we should also look at the other side, which is human rights violations. To what extent, really, would you stop people from practicing traditional religious activities? I hope that that's also put into consideration when this is on. Police custody. Just a few days after he was apprehended, he was just buried the last few days. And if you check my previous video, I saw Chimo Biatu also visited. He led the team for a condolence in his hometown in Anambra State. So there's a whole lot that's been happening in Anambra State that the government have said that they needed to do something urgently in order to curb that tide. And whatever it takes, I think it should go ahead. But again, like I mentioned, the human rights angle must be factored in so that people don't get agitated that their traditional worship or their traditional worshiping has been misconstrued to mean that they are doing juju, you know. So I think that if sanity returns in that environment with this new wave of security that the Anambra State government has built, I think it will go a long way in stemming the tide of insecurity. Well, fingers crossed. Hopefully we will see the extent of the threats that the native doctors have given to Soludo. But I can't really wait for November 8th, 2025, because that's when the elections will hold. I'm thinking what the native doctors would be like. You know, they would go and do a juju, hoping that Soludo doesn't win his re-election bid. I'm just imagining what the scenario would be. I mean, this would have been the best time to even test their powers. So you have said Soludo would not win an election. So if he wins, what happens? It means that your powers are actually false. Another way of teaching the people that whatever it is that they're doing with these guys is actually false. There's nothing about any form of protection. There's nothing about whatever it is that they're giving to you. It's just gimmicks. It's just trick. You know, nothing of that exists. So whatever it is, I'm hoping that peace returns to Anambra State. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. See you later.
That this case, these criminals, other people who ensure find out crackdown and so on and so forth. And all of us rising up as a people. I think you are quite so brilliant. And the day work on all of this, all of us must rise up. Today, the fastest growing religion in Anambra is idolatry. The fastest growing religion. And that's why in the new year, January, we are going to be registering all the Mezebah, all the religion, all the we are going to register everybody and know what you are doing. If you are not doing the right thing, we will condemn and scrap it. We must all fight this thing and we will condemn.
The money, the hand, the money, take the money what? The back, the leg what? The leg, and the money go and bring one bundle. Go and bring one bundle. Get one bundle. What is it? Bring one bundle inside. Okay, come and bring it. Go and bring it. Go bring one bundle. No, bring one bundle inside it. What is it? Bring one bundle. Are you going to leave us the money? What is it? See city. Look at the city. You can swim? No. You are going to carry me on your back? I can't. Who will carry who? I can't swim. You can't swim? Me, I can't swim. Let's go back. No, come. Canoe. There's no canoe. We'll look for canoe. No canoe here now. Pack it. Let's use this basket to do what?